How much does it really cost to buy a home in Chicago in 2025? That's a great question, and honestly, one I get asked almost every day right now. Because when people first start house hunting, they often think only about the list price. But the truth is, buying a home is about the full picture of cost you'll want to prepare for, not just the number you see online. So today, let me break it down for you in simple, real-world terms so you know what to expect before you make your move. Now, let's start with the down payment, probably the first thing people think about. In 2025, the average single-family home in Chicago is hovering in the mid 300,000s to the low 400,000s, depending on the neighborhood. Condos, of course, can be less or more depending on the location and amenities. Now, how much do you actually need for a down payment? The good news is you don't always need 20%. Many first-time buyers qualify for loan programs that allow you to put down as little as 3%. On a $400,000 home, that's $12,000. On the other hand, some buyers choose to put down 20% or $80,000 on a $400,000 home to avoid paying private mortgage insurance, PMI. Some people fall somewhere in between, usually 5 to 10%, but the point is your upfront costs depend heavily on the loan program you choose. Now let's talk about closing costs, which often catch buyers off guard. In Chicago, you'll want to budget an additional 2 to 5% of the purchase price for these. On a $400,000 home, that's an extra $8,000 to $20,000 on top of your down payment. What do closing costs cover? Things like lender origination fees, title insurance, appraisal costs, transfer taxes, and yes, here in Illinois, you'll almost always have an attorney involved, which is actually a good thing because it protects your interest in the contract. So while closing costs aren't the most exciting part of the process, they absolutely will be there. Taxes and insurance. Let's talk about ongoing costs that come with owning a home. First, property taxes. Chicago property taxes vary by neighborhood, but a realistic estimate is between 1.5 and 2% of your home's annual value. So if you buy a $400,000 home, you might be paying anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 per year, or about $500 to $650 a month just in property taxes. And remember, taxes can change year over year depending on reassessments. Second, homeowners insurance. In Chicago, the average is about $1,500 to $2,500 per year, depending on the type of home, its size, and coverage needs. If you're buying a condo, your personal insurance might be less because part of the building's insurance is already included in your HOA fees. Number 4, monthly mortgage payments. So when you roll everything together, mortgage, taxes, and insurance, what does your monthly payment look like? With interest rates in 2025 hovering between 6 and 7%, here's an example. On a $400,000 home with 10% down, your monthly payment will be likely $2,700 to $3,000. That figure already includes property taxes and insurance. Now, if you put more money down, your monthly payment drops. If you put less down, or if taxes are higher in your neighborhood, your monthly cost goes up. That's why it's so important to look at the whole picture instead of just the sale price. Number 5, moving and maintenance costs. Finally, let's talk about the costs people tend to forget. Moving and maintenance. Moving itself might mean hiring a truck, movers, or buying furniture for your new place. That could run anywhere from a few hundred to several $1,000s depending on how much you're moving. Then there's ongoing maintenance. A good rule of thumb is to budget about 1% of your home's value per year for upkeep. On a $400,000 home, that's $4,000 per year. That could cover things like landscaping, furnace tune-ups, appliance replacements, or even just small repairs. And if you're buying an older home, it's smart to budget a little more since systems like plumbing or roofing can need extra attention. So when clients ask me how much does it really cost to buy in Chicago, I always say yes, the sticker price matters, but the full financial picture includes your down payment, your closing costs, your taxes, your insurance, and your lifestyle. The good news is once you know all these numbers up front, you can plan with confidence and avoid surprises once you find the home you love. I'm Anne Rosen with Keller Williams in Chicago, and I'd love to help you understand the numbers for your situation, guide you to the home that truly fits your budget and your goals.